Hi guys, I'm Diana, otherwise known as Dianka, and welcome back to another video. I have decided that I am no longer an artist. I am now a rock star. I'm surprised you guys didn't see it coming, really. Music is just the way. If you can't tell, the theme of today's video is rock and roll, baby. So what truly is happening is that I actually am still an artist. And I created something different. As a matter of fact, I helped create this guitar right here. My art studio is in a warehouse where there are, I estimate, like 15 or 20 bands in there. I swear I'm hearing them go off sometimes all at once and it's quite crazy. But I met a guitarist named Tim. Hi Tim, if you're watching this, which I'm sure you are because I'm sending this video to you. Tim had asked me to try something new, which is pour on a guitar body in the colors of his band's logo. And he had no expectations, he didn't give me any creative direction, it was just whatever I wanted to do. The challenge was, I typically don't work with the colors red and yellow because they're very difficult for me. I've done it once before and I was like, never returning to this again. And here we go. I'm working with both at once. But it actually turned out really nice. Creating this guitar was much different than what I'm usually used to because my geode artwork is very structured and layered and has a sort of calculated flow to it, as much as you can calculate or predict the flow of resin, but there's definitely an element of knowing what you're going to expect to a certain degree when you create geode resin art. With this project, it was completely abstract. It was like whatever goes which way, that's what happens. It was actually really refreshing for me to let go of the reins and just let it flow, go its own way, and then see what comes out of it. And it turned out really nice. As always, I'm going to show you the pigments that I used from my collection. If you don't know, I'm not only an artist, I sell art supplies for resin artists. I also have 3 amazing courses if you want to learn resin art. They're all in the description below. This is all that I used for this one. We've got 2 mica, we've got 2 pastes, and we have a floating element. So let me explain. The first mica is my red called Solar Flare. I have Sunny, which is my brightest yellow that I carry, and then my 2 pastes. So I have Bermuda Black pigment paste, and this is for the base of the artwork. I also have my white, which is Excellence White. What makes this special is that it creates this effect called lacing. It's not just a regular white that you would get with acrylic or mica powder or alcohol ink. It is really, really dense and thick, and its chemistry works really nice with epoxy resin because its density creates an effect where the pigment sinks to the bottom and creates lacing. In the contrary, we have my sterling silver, which is my floating pigment. So while Excellence White paste will sink, the sterling silver floating pigment will rise to the top and create a sort of metallic sheen onto your painting, and that's basically it. All of these pigments are on diankapours.com. Feel free to check them out. Just a little disclaimer, this video was recorded at the same time as my very last video, so I haven't figured out the lighting situation here yet either, but I promise I will get it for the next one. That's it. Time to be rock stars. Even though I wanted to keep this completely unstructured, to some degree I did want to have some flow and direction, so I started from the bottom right and I made the design carry itself up to the top right to have your eye follow something, because you don't really want eyes to be bouncing around from one side to the next, not really having any sort of pattern or flow. I think our eyes really like patterns. Our eyes really like to be shown where to go. So this design would help with creating some sort of guidance from the bottom left to the top right. I decided to put less yellow and more red because yellow is a very bright and vibrant color, and this piece didn't really call for having two colors compete against each other. I really wanted it to be more so like a complementary color, so I tucked it in under some red areas just for it to pop through and accent it a little bit. I made my white and silver follow the same path as my red and yellow because this would help me conserve some of that black negative space. The reason I'm doing that is you can see here I'm coming in with a heat gun and moving things around, and so once I start doing that it does get a little bit crazy. So in order to dial back the craziness, which is going to be hard anyways, but this does help with toning it down, I'm keeping some negative space by not completely covering every single area with color. A tip for my resin artists: if you want to move around a color, don't keep your heat gun in one spot to warm up the resin to help you move it. You're gonna risk burning your artwork and thinning it out way too much that way. So heat it up a little bit, move somewhere else, come back, move somewhere else, come back. That's kind of the art of resin art. You have to dance around your painting because it is so delicate to extreme temperatures, whether it is heat or cold. When you look close up, you can see how the silver lifted and now is reflecting, and you can also see how the white sunk and created all those cells. Now I'm removing the tape from my borders, and as you can see here, the resin lifted onto my tape, so I have to go and sand it all down to level it all out, then clean it up and pour a flood coat. The sides have a thin layer of resin, so they do risk being over sanded, but that's no big deal. You just come in with some paint, cover it up, and then you're good to go. I always like covering the sides first with resin, just so the top, when it does pour over, it pours over seamlessly and not with these long lines of drip lines. I think you know what I mean if you have worked with resin art before. I'm going to show you my guitar, but heads up, I do have my cover on my camera because I forgot to take it off, so it might be a little bit difficult to hear me.
The guitar is looking really nice, so just wanted to show you how it looks like on my hands. And now all I have to do is wait until Thursday because I want to give it a couple days to fully cure, but also because it's finally going to be 40 degrees outside, so I can take it outside and remove these drips and then sand the whole back down, and then hand it over to my friend who installed the rest of it.
Oh my goodness. Holy cow, I love it. I love what you did do the sides.
I did do the
Yay! I wanted the sides done. Wow. Oh, nice. I love it.
I have to remove them.
Look at that, will you? Look at that. We're building this weekend. Oh, I love this. How do you make it look like foam, like water, like sea foam? Look, it has depth.
Yeah, that's the best part of it.
There's depth to it. There's like layers.
That's the best part.
You can see the depth, yeah. That is crazy. I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. There's like all kinds of like, you see like certain things. You see like eyes, and then you see like skulls.
Yeah.
And then you see all kinds of crazy stuff.
And
I'm almost afraid to play it.
No! Play.
Here's a little sneak peek, but stay until the very end to see it fully assembled and in action. Yay! I hope you enjoyed this video. Like and subscribe. Typically, I don't venture off into trying new things other than my typical geode and ocean artwork because I just feel like it doesn't speak to my soul. But this one actually was really fun and exciting. So if you or someone you know want a custom guitar in the colors of your logo or whatever you want, hit a girl up. If you have another idea for me to venture into or try, leave it in the comments. Who knows? I might try something new again. If we're already on this boat, we might as well keep going. But I'll never leave my first and only true love, which is Geode Resin Art. Follow me on Instagram, Dianka Pores, and all the information on my art supplies and courses, and even a lot of the tools that I used are in my Amazon list. All of that is in the description below. I love you guys so much. I'll see you in the next one.
Summertime's in bloom. Stand up beside the fire.